story stream, where we will make a story one line at a time. Let's see where it ends up. We'll take the first line from you. What's the first line of the story? Story that you've never heard before, would like to see. Full sentence, period at the end.
Mother is your father.
That.
Your mother is your father.
Your mother is your father.
The last line of a story that's never been told before. How would a
Cubs
story
win the
end?
World Series.
Pardon me?
Cubs win the World Series.
The Cubs win the World Series.
And finally, a middle line of a story, unconnected, unrelated to the first.
I'm not sure I can do that.
Hamster died.
What was that, sir?
Cinderella's hamster died.
Cinderella's hamster died.
Every time we run it, we'll add a line. Here we go.
Your mother is your father.
Cinderella's hamster died. The Cubs win the World Series.
Your mother is your father.
You thought it was impossible.
Cinderella's hamster died. The Cubs win the World Series.
Your mother is your father.
You thought it was impossible.
But then you realize you come from West Virginia.
The Cubs win the World Series.
Your mother is your father.
You thought it was impossible.
But then you realize you come from West Virginia.
Cinderella's hamster died.
And she buried him with the gerbil.
The Cubs win the World Series.
Your mother is your father.
You thought it was impossible.
But then you realize you come from West Virginia.
Where they breed hermaphrodite.
Cinderella's hamster died.
And she buried him with her gerbil.
And you thought of something that would never ever happen. The Cubs win the World Series.
Your mother is your father.
You thought it would never happen.
But then you realize you come from West Virginia.
Where they breed hermaphrodite.
With hamsters.
Cinderella's hamster died.
And she buried him with her gerbil.
And then she went to the park with her father, that was her mother.
And he thought of something that would never ever happen.
Hell froze over.
The Cubs win the World Series.
Your mother is your father.
You thought it never happened.
Then you realize you come from West Virginia.
Where they breed hermaphrodite.
With hamsters.
Cinderella's hamster died.
And she buried him with her gerbil.
And then she went to the park with her father, who was really her mother.
Something good was owed to her.
And he thought of something that would never ever happen.
Hell froze over.
The Cubs won the World Series.
Your mother is your father.
You thought it never happened.
Then you realize you come from West Virginia.
Where they breed hermaphrodite.
With hamsters.
Cinderella's hamsters.
Cinderella's hamster died.
And she buried him with her gerbil.
And then she went to the park with her father, who was really her mother.
Something good was owed to her.
She thought of something that would never ever happen.
Hell froze over.
And the Cubs win the World Series.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next game is called Slideshow. It's fairly self-explanatory. What I need from you now is an occupation.
Rainbow makers.
A what?
Rainbow makers?
Rainbow makers. Yeah.
Good morning to y'all. We're here today at the National Convention of the Leprechauns making the rainbows. My name's David O'Grady, and this is my mate.
I'm Stan. We make rainbows.
I'm here to show you guys through various slides how to make rainbows here in your own house. That's right, Stan. Can we see the first slide, please? We got a large pot of Skittles. And they're stirring those Skittles. That's what you do to the Skittles to make rainbows. You stir them up. As you can see, this man right here, he's the Banshee. He's the Banshee. He's got a terrible voice, really high pitched. He screams a lot. Now over there's the supervisor. She is a little scared of the Skittles in the rainbow pot. We'll see what happens. Next slide, please. These are very advanced rainbow makers. Very advanced. They brought their Buddhist with them, who was praying to the God they make a good rainbow. That's in your manual, people. It's item C. Page 5, item C. Now over here, they're also, they have some separations. He's praying to God, she's praying to Buddha. It's a mixed rainbow. And then we have an American Irishman trying to make a rainbow. He doesn't know what the hell to do. He doesn't know. He's not drunk enough. Next slide. Oh dear God, this is the wrong slide. This is my family reunion. Let's get in there. Next slide, please. I'm sorry. This is after hours right here. We all go to Cochrane's afterwards and have some free pints of Guinness. Guinness, of course, Guinness. And the rainbow, you can see, is coming up over them. Up over. It's really a moment of concentration. And look at, this is camaraderie right here. If you can get on your coworker's back and ride it, you're best friends forever. Let's have our final slide. Hallelujah!
Yes, these are Arabian Irishmen making rainbows here.
Hallelujah. The rainbow's been made. There's a pot of gold at the end of it.
That's right.
Everybody's happy.
Well, we're glad you enjoyed our slides today.
I hope you know how to make rainbows now, so go ahead and get the Skittles.
And from now
Our last game is called World's Worst. Keeping on that theme of occupations, what we'd like you to do when I come to you is shout out an occupation and we will demonstrate the world's worst. Doctor, lawyer, what have you. What would be an interesting occupation?
Prostitute.
Prostitute.
Prostitute. Prostitute.
Bricklayer, the world's worst bricklayer.
Legos work just as well.
Hulk smash!
Another occupation.
Prostitute.
Grave digger. Strip club.
A
Prostitute.
strip club owner. World's worst.
Well, we have some very distinct rules here. For one, don't take off any clothes. It's prohibited.
All right, I hope you guys are excited. Tonight's Tuesday, and we're going to have Ladies Pregnant Night.
So you ready for your interview?
All the girls came in tonight. It's just going to be me, guys.
Another occupation, please.
Talk show host. Pig farmer.
Prostitute.
Veterinarian.
OBGYN.
And OBGYN.
Hello in there!